Hello awesome viewers, welcome to AC Studio. I have the latest Joytoy Imperial Cataphractii Terminators. So I got a whole set. At the beginning I was thinking of getting just two of those, but after looking every single one of them, I really want to get all of them because all of them looks very different. So we have the Sergeant, the one with the chain face, the one with the heavy framer, and the last one is my favorite one, Lightning Claws. So I'm gonna have a quick look at the box, then let's open all the figures. Alright. Whole set of the Terminators, and my first impression of the figures is very good. These figures, they're actually bloody heavy, and also they're very sturdy as well. They look massive, so I don't know why they're so big. Let me compare with just a typical ultramarine Terminator. So I put the ultramarines Terminator next to it, and you can see the size difference. I was like, what is going on here? How come this guy is so big? And how come this Terminator is so small? But I know Joytoy is releasing the, I think the second or third generation Terminator figure. I haven't ordered any yet, but it seems like I need to order one and just try to see the size difference. I hope they did not increase the size of this, otherwise I will have a bit of trouble putting that inside the Land Raider that I made. Have a look compared to an ordinary, Horus Heresy Marine. Look at the size difference. You know what? I'm actually quite impressed with the size difference between that and that. That's what I expect from a Terminator. It's actually much more taller than Space Marine. Good. That is what I like. And then let's have a look with the Fafnir Rand. Like that. Just much taller. Alright, but that makes sense. Fafnir Rand is not in a Terminator armor. Alright, that's what it is. Good. So that is a rough size comparison. And the console, chaplain console. Yep. Alright, so that's pretty amazing, isn't it? The size is amazing. For the price you pay, this is actually quite a good value for money, right? Considering you got such a big figure, right? You got more material, right? Look at it. Look at how massive this guy is, right? So the question again, to the Warhammer geeks, can you please tell me, is this size correct as compared to that? The Horus Heresy figure supposed to be a little bit smaller to the, later 40k figures because it comes from the past, Or perhaps Joytoy got the size wrong, so they're actually updating the Terminators. So that means I spent all my money on the whole set of these Terminators, and it is wrong. I want my money back if that's the case. So in a way, it looks very impressive to me, right? It's just so big, they are huge. For the accessories, so quickly go through the accessories for the figures. For the Sergeant, he also comes with the alternative head sculpt, which is very nice in my opinion. Let me show you quickly. So when I first look at this kind of armor, I'm thinking like, oh my god, this head would be so hard to pull out. But in fact, it's actually quite easy to pull out. See? Pull out quite easily. Remember in the first generation of the Space Marine figures, which I've revealed, right? It's just almost impossible for me to pull the heads out. But now this one is so easy. So I think Joytoy now mastered the exchangeable, joints, the pegs and the holes, and now they finally got a perfect size. So it's easy to clip it inside like that. Yep. And easy to pull out as well. So this is the head sculpt. Looks really good. So this is the only figure that comes with an alternative, head sculpt. Anyway, I'll put it here. The Sergeant also provide you with the choice of a, hand holding the gun. So they have one set of that, and then also one set of hands holding the sword. But only the Sergeant and the one with the chain sword has it. This framer I'm scratching my head on this because the figure, one hand is a power fist, yep, whatever it's called, and in this hand though, it's actually holding a flamethrower, so that's fine. You know, the flamethrower is a very nice detail. But the thing is, they also give you this. I've been scratching my head for a while. So this actually is the hand. Whoops. Hand. Oh, come on, stand up. It's the hand piece, right? Which is this one, right? On the left, the right arm of the figure, right? But on this one, I'm scratching my head because, okay, look, let me pull this hand off, right? All right. So this hand, they give you this to put it in there, right? So that you can put, the other hand like that. But this, if they give you this forearm piece, right? That means you can put this off, right? You're not supposed to, look, again, just dragging along, right? But I cannot able to put this off. I try, but it seems like it is glued together. Even this, I try to pull this off, I can't. I tried many times, but I don't think it is designed that way though. So I'm kind of scratching my head about this, what do I do with it, Do I just leave it like that, or what? I'm not too sure. So to give you this, it's interesting, right? But on their own, like advertising photos, they never show this flamer guy with their handpiece like this together. They never do it like that, right? They always have it like that, right? Just together with the flamer, right? So I'm not too sure what is going on here. And lastly, of course, the lightning claws. You don't get accessory for this figure, right? So these are the accessories. All right, let's have a quick look at each figure and look at the details as well. So we have the sergeant. The sergeant looks really good. It has a nice power sword, and also it got this double bolter. I've never seen something like that before. It's a very nice bolter. It looks really nice. The guy with the chainsaw also have it. So it's the same, type of gun. I love this double bolter because the detail looks really good. You can see all these bolts or rivets, and the holes here, you can actually see through it as well. So this is amazing detail, right? Everything been really nice. They just haven't got the lighter gray, paint or highlighting on the edges of black, which they usually do for the 40k figures. But this is really good. I love it. Just beautiful gun. So Joytoy did really well on weapons all the time, so this is good. The figure's not as good as the weapons, to be honest, but anyway. And the figure itself, all the figures got this, soft plastic leather look, kind of like a soft armor piece. I don't know what they call. And also the apron as well. Look at that, that's pretty good. You got the little shield, and then you got all this very nice kind of like dark metallic color on this figure. If you watch my previous video about this Space Marine guy, right? I mentioned that this is black, right? I'm not happy with this. If they put the gunmetal color or gunmetal black on it, it looks better. And this is actually what they've done. This is a good example. You see, this looks much better. This is still a similar kind of like tone, which is a black one, but at least it is metallic. And this one's not metallic, right? You see? So you can see that looks really good. Look at the finishes like that. And look at that. That's just dull and boring, and this one is just excellent. And also you can see the leather, actually they highlight it with the lighter brown on the edges, so that is really well defined. It doesn't just look like one big brown piece. It actually look well defined. Very good. The sergeant chest piece is like the same as the one of its chainsaw, but except it's just got a little shield with a sculpt, iron sculpt in the middle. So that is a major difference. Otherwise it's the same. It's the same piece. No difference. Yep. And then the legs details are very nice. So you can see all the figures. I'll just take this one. All the figures got the Imperial fist emblem on it. So they all have it. They have it there. Yeah. And the legs is virtually the same across all the figures. You can see the figures. You see the legs are the same. So you can see the legs are the same detail, and also these two are the same as well. So lightning claw and the the flamer, yeah, you say the same. Even the belt piece looks the same to me. And at the back of the figures, you know, they always have the same details. Oh god, look at this. This is absolutely amazing, right? Look at this painting. They have these, weathering, a dark orange color on it, on each, how to call each plate or each armor piece. Looks really good, isn't it? Look at that. That's beautiful. And I love this kind of like old-styled medieval look, armor piece. And even the arms, look at the forearm here. Look at it. You got this like, line there, a plate. In here, you got this really nice edge, and the rivet as well, and a very nice orange color highlighting on the edges. Absolutely beautiful edges here. The back piece looks really good as well. We got this detail on the exhaust fan or whatever. The shoulder pad as well. The shoulder pad, what makes it really unique, right, is it has a double layer, right? So it has the black layer, so that's one layer, and then you got this upper layer as well. Looks beautiful, isn't it? Like you got this variation on the design that looks so unique. And underneath, of course, is leather thing as well. Pretty good, very good. So these are the general details of the sergeant and one of the chain sword. So this one pretty much similar. And except, this guy, he actually got the chain sword, which is actually a separate kind of weapon. So you can take this off. Look at the chain sword. Very nice, very interesting chain sword. But what makes it special is you can see this square rectangular pack here. Look at this rectangular pack here as well. So you can actually put this in there, and then you can just hold it together like that. So it becomes kind of like a single piece, combined it or integrated with the arm piece together like that. That's really, really nice, I like this design, Joytoy did well. They should do that to other figures as well in the future. The helmet, obviously the sergeant's helmet, have this cross here. This one doesn't have it. And then you have the flamer guy. The flamer, okay, the headpiece, again, look at it. It is different compared to the sergeant. It has this medieval kind of like opening, vertical slots on the helmet. And then on the chest piece, it is different, right? Chest piece compared to the sergeant and the power sword one. You see, it has this chaos looking spike look, but this one doesn't have it, so that the major difference. And this piece is the same as this as well, so you can see the upper torso, it's the same piece, right? And it has the same shield to these two figures, except that one, I'll show you that one later. Yeah, but otherwise everything looks good. The thing about this figure as compared to the others is the power face. I love this power face, my god, this power face looks really good. The sculpting looks really good. You got this very nice detail in between the joints of the arms, that's pretty good. Look at that. That is so nice. This sculpt is very nice as well. I love it, I love it. Anyway, and then here, and the flamer. So flamer is a highlight of this figure. The majority of the color is gunmetal, and they don't really have this copper kind of like highlighting on the flamer. If they put a copper on it, it looks better, right? Some of these Joytoy figures, the flamer, they actually have the copper color on it, but this one they did not do that. But otherwise, I really like these two nozzles here. They look so cool. Yeah, and then here you got this big tank, the fuel tank. Imagine if I shoot that, right? What happened? Nice, overhanging piece. And that will integrate together with the hand, so it can carry this, without any trouble. So, and the detail looks very nice as well. They even put the, highlighting, the shadowing on the edge. So they did pretty well, pretty good job there, right? And this pipe is actually soft plastic. At first I thought it is hard plastic, but it's soft plastic. Very good. And same as that one, soft plastic. But and also I kind of look at this, power face. I wonder if I can pull this power face off and put this in there and exchange it. I've already tried, a few times, try to pull this off, but you can rotate it, but I can't pull this off. And when I pull it really hard, I notice that these joints suddenly become kind of loose, so I don't want to touch it. If anyone who's willing to sacrifice the figure to show me, that'll be great. I'll be greatly appreciated, but I won't be the first one doing it, alright? Anyway, okay, and then the last figure, will be the Lightning Claw. I'm quite sure everybody, if they want to order just one figure, they'll order this one for sure, right? Because this figure is so unique. Of course, Joytoy make a big deal of it by telling everybody, look, the claw can move this time. Yes, it can move, we all know that. They also have the same design on the son of Horus, you know, and they make a big deal out of this, right? You know, if you look at the advertising video they spend pretty much, you know, 20 seconds of the video, they spend 5 seconds to keep on filming this bloody hand, right? It's the first one to have it like that, or second one to have it like that, you know, just trying to tell you, look how great this thing, right? This hand. To be honest, as a good toy company, they should make this, you know, move anyway. You know, like if you look at Japanese companies, they do that as well. So they're making a big fuss over this, so I don't understand, you know. But anyway, so that is what it is. But at least this is the first time they've done it, so which is good. So this figure is beautiful, right? So this figure is definitely amazing. Look at the hand detail as well. And I thought that this joint can move as well, but it doesn't. Only this one. Only that one. So if they can actually make that move as well, it'll be good. For example, like the thumb, the hand, you can actually turn it around, which is like that, which is good. So they can close it off if they want to. It is actually on a ball joint, but the movement is not much, you know. At least still, you know, this is a extra articulation, so which is good. Be careful with that. That's actually quite sharp. But the rest of the figure is pretty much the same as the rest of the figures. And Joytoy has done something very different to these figures, mainly on the joints. So if you look at the joints, so if on the legs, so they use a kind of like a metal ball joint to do the hip joint here, right? You see, this is actual metal. You can see in the middle, the silver part here. And also, they also have metal on the ankle. Look at that. So let me put the light down there. So you see, it's an ankle. So which is good because I think because this figure is so heavy, and also because it is so big, right? Each armor piece is so chunky. So it is important to support the weight of the overall figure. So they have to improve using metal. Another thing that I've done, which is quite unique to the shoulder joint on the shoulder pad, which I've done on the Guilliman as well, is they have an extra joint here. You see, look at that. So they have this, you know, swing kind of like hinge. Like that, so you can actually move the, you know, shoulder like that. That's pretty amazing, right? And you know what's that for? It's for you when you hold up your arm like that. So it doesn't. So without that, right? So if I hold this, right? Without that, right? I see I can't move it up, but with that, I can move the whole shoulder up like that, and have my hand holding it, and have my hand holding up high. So that is a very unique design, which is good, and also it's on a ball joint. So you can actually, you know, move it anywhere you like. So if you do that, right, you can actually move it further and have this hand just rotate to the maximum angle, actually to 90 degrees like that. That is stunning, isn't it? So they've done really well. And I think the new, you know, 40k Terminators, it may have the same design as this. So I'm really interested in getting one now after looking at this figure. And also it has a really interesting, really amazing pivot joint, which they use on other figures as well for sure. But this is absolutely amazing. Look at that. The movement is stunning. And look at that as well. It's crazy. Alright. And yeah, so this design is really, really good. So they're willing to spend a bit of money to make a good figure. At least very good for articulation, right? So the joint is so good because it's a Terminator armor. It's not supposed to be that good, but it is better than expected. So if I move this out like that, and I can actually turn like that, 90 degrees. Look at that. My God. So this is much, much, much better. Joytoy, well done, well done. Alright, finally I say well done to Joytoy, isn't it? Jesus, what happened to me? And also, this is the same design, almost the same design as that. But this is even better than the Guilliman. So because Guilliman has a limitation on moving the shoulder joint, but this one has so much movement, right? Because it got so much gap. The gap is so well designed between that and that. So this is a much better design than the Guilliman. So Guilliman, goodbye. I never like this figure anyway. So now I want to show you in terms of the articulation. So you already seen how great the shoulder joint really is, right? You have the mid-torso joint, really good mid-torso joint as well. You can twist it whatever you like. 360 waist joint. Well, that's amazing. And then you have the elbow joint, which I better test it to see how good it is. Elbow joint, double elbow joint actually. Yep, like that. Swivel bicep as well. You can only do 90 degrees for the hand. Alright, I wish you can do more than that, but okay, that's pretty good still. And then you have the hip joint, which I'll show you. You got a metal piece here. The hip joint is also amazing, right? It depends on how you play with it. If you actually twist it up high, you can do this. Look at it, it can kick out like that. Stunning, right? You can kick up very high, so you can kick up very, very high as well. That's amazing, you know, for the Terminator figure. You can kick up more, 90 degrees. And then on this double knee joint, you cannot really do much. Let me see. Yeah, 90 degrees max. And then lastly, the ankle. Sufficient space is given, so you can really twist up very high. And then twist down really, really well as well. Look at that, I like that. Usually all the figures I got, usually up to certain, just like that. But this one can do that. Wow. Look at that, look at the tilt. This is amazing. Look at that, it can tilt so much. Wow, and this one, and that, the toe joint, not much, 45 degrees still, pretty good. In a conclusion, these Cataphractii Terminators are definitely must get in my opinion. These figures are so different from other Joytoy figures. You know, Joytoy has done such a unique job to the articulation of the shoulders, and also the size is quite big. And for the price you pay, as I mentioned before, you know, it's actually quite, good deal. Depends on which figures you want to get. You know, each of the figures have their own unique look, but I'm quite sure the Lightning Claw figure is definitely a most popular one out of all of them. And the second most popular one is the Heavy Flamer. I'm glad that I got all 4 of them, even though it cost me a lot of money. But I have no regrets or I have any dissatisfaction regarding to all these figures, because I think they're just really, really good. The only thing that I'm not too sure of is the size. It seems like Joytoy has further enlarged the size of the figure, which is okay, for the price you pay. At least they're not reducing the size. But the question is whether they're correct or not. If you're a Warhammer geek, please let me know. And I think I'll give this set of a 9 out of 10. It actually gave me a bit of surprise actually, the articulation in particular, which surprised me. The design is exactly what I always want. The shoulder pad design is not this old stupid 2.0 Space Marine design with that stupid rubber strap. And would you like to see this design continue in other future figures by Joytoy? I think that is important to raise your voice because Joytoy may listen. Now comes to the end of this video. Please let me know which Terminator have you got here and which one are you gonna get if you haven't got any. And let me know what you think in the comments below. I will talk to you in the next video. Bye for now.